What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a review that we're going to do on the game The Outer Worlds, which is a game that we just finished playing 100% all the way through here on the channel. So make sure you guys go check up in the top right, check the little cards right there. Yeah, it should be there. Make sure you guys go check out that series. But I want to talk about the game itself now that we are done playing it. Again, the game is The Outer Worlds. As you can see right now, we're kind of watching a trailer from Obsidian Entertainment. It was released in the end of October, I think the 25th or something like that. You can play it on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, on all the stuff. Like I said, Obsidian Entertainment are the developers of the game. They have also worked on some other, I don't know, maybe little games you might have heard of. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, maybe heard of that one. Fallout New Vegas, maybe. Tyranny, not as big, but it's a really, really fun game. And Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. So it got some clout behind them. And I was really looking forward to this game coming out, and I gotta say, I was not disappointed at all. The game itself overall is just really great. It's really beautiful. So what we're gonna do now, this is our very first time doing a quote-unquote review video here on the channel, so the clips aren't really gonna match up with what I'm talking about. This whole again, this is all new to me doing these review videos, but I want to talk about some positives, some negatives that I saw in the game. And talk about a couple tips that might help out some people. And if you look down below, I will try to remember to put in some key markers to be able to make sure you guys can just fast forward to whatever you're looking for. So first thing we're going to go over is the positive. And with that, some of the positives in the game is the NPCs and just the world in general. Playing this game, I felt completely enamored with the world. I want to meet the new characters. I want to meet new characters. I wanted to search everything throughout the world to try to find more information, be able to go back and talk to those individuals, and further our story along with those NPCs further. And I thought that was really cool. The NPCs are a great feature in this game. A lot of times, especially lately, RPGs don't really focus a lot on the character development outside of your character itself. And I felt like this game did a really good job with that. Another thing, weapons and mechanics. The weapons in this game are pretty good. I do have some negatives about it we'll talk about later. But I did like the weapons overall in the game for just the different, there's not really a huge variety of different guns. It's just the guns themselves feel solid. The mechanics in the game in general just feel really solid. Everything kind of just works. There was never really a big point where I felt like I died because there was something wrong mechanically with the game, and I was really happy to be able to play one of these games, without having to worry about all that stuff. Another thing is the companions in the game. The companions in the game are freaking amazing. They are extremely helpful. Absolutely loved every single one of them. And the only thing there are some other things I would say that need to be talked about in the negatives part, because there was a couple negatives with them, but overall just having the companions was amazing, because when you equip gear on them, when you use them to attack other enemies and all that type of stuff, it's really helpful. So if you need to boost up your hacking, put on hacking outfits on your other characters, on your companions, and it will boost up your hacking skill, which I thought was pretty freaking cool, that every time you went out you were allowed to have two companions with you. Unfortunately for me, in the very beginning, I was trying to play the game on Supernova. I lost Ellie and Pavardi, two of the companions. You have 6 total you can get. Once I lost 2 and I kind of realized there was only going to be 6 of them, I took it off Supernova because I didn't want to lose all my companions at the start of the game, which is kind of sort of where you pick them up at. So I decided to go with just putting on the hardest difficulty outside of Supernova. So make sure you guys look for all the companions, interact with them, do their side missions. That's incredibly fun. Along with that, one of the things that's great as well is the choices in this game. Every single thing that you do, every single thing that you see, every single thing that you read, everything in this game feels like in some way it has some form of impact on something else. Now, there is a lot of computers and a lot of stuff to just randomly read, and I truly did read through most of it. But you don't have to. You can just like open up the computer, click on everything, and then back out, and bam, it updates your information. I personally took the time to actually read everything, and I had a lot of fun with it. Thought it was pretty cool to read everything else that was kind of going on in the background. Now, again, along with all that, the story itself is amazing. I will not spoil anything. All I have to say is that from the start of this game until the finish of this game, I absolutely, unequivocally, unquestionably loved this game. Okay, and now that we're done with the positives, let's talk about the negatives. Okay, now with the negatives, all right, one of the things, first things I mentioned about when I talk about negative is the weapons. The weapons are awesome in this game. They feel really good. I really do enjoy them, but there is science weapons in the game that I found to be absolutely useless. They seemed, the description of them seemed pretty cool. Seemed to be some fun weapons to utilize. But I feel like unless you do dump a crap ton of points into your science skill, you are not going to be able to use them. And they were kind of just worthless. They kind of just, I just left them in my bag because I didn't want to delete them because I was like, okay, maybe eventually we'll be able to use these and they'll be better. But that did not end up being the case. So science weapons are hot garbo in the game unless you put in all your points into science to be able to boost up your science skills. Another thing is the length of the game. Now, I know we talked about how amazing the story is, the choices, the companions, the engaging world and NPCs, but the story is extremely short. It is. I honestly was not ready for this to end. I'm kind of glad that it wasn't super long, especially being that this was also, not only is this my first review video doing, but this was also one of the first times I have played an RPG from start to finish, recorded every single bit of it, and uploaded for you guys to watch. So I'm glad it wasn't super long, but it definitely felt like it was a lot shorter. I really feel like there were some planets that we did not end up getting to explore. I think we did go to every planet, but 100% not sure. But it definitely didn't feel like we did. And if we did, then those planets on the map looks like there's quite a few planets. Then it kind of felt like it wasn't once you got in and played the game. Then they call it an open world game. This is one of my other negatives. They say that this is an open world game. I would definitely not consider this to be what you would traditionally call an open world. Now, it is open world in the sense that when you get to a planet, you can kind of just run around and do whatever you want to do. Do whatever quest you want to, talk to whoever you want to, whenever you want to, and stuff like that. Yes, but I don't know if I would consider this to be an open world with how small overall the game is. Now, granted, again, the world is amazing, looks great, and it actually looks really big. But it's really not. I don't know. I just have a hard time considering this to be a true open world game. Fun as hell. Not sure if I'd call it open world. Now, the last thing that I really have to complain about is the companions. I feel like the companions were great in every aspect except for their abilities. Every single time, you set off one of your companions' abilities, it plays an animation and it plays a line. Now, they do have a couple lines that they go through, they cycle through and say, but every time that you use it, and you use it a lot, at least I did, I used their special abilities a lot, and I had to watch and listen to the companion's ability so many times. Far too many times. Alright, so last but not least, because we are trying to keep the review videos under 10 minutes. So last but not least, the tips. Okay, make sure you save often. Make sure if you're not playing this game on Supernova, make sure you save as often as you can, because there will be times where you think it'll auto save through going through doors or going into new areas, and it does not. So make sure you actually pause your game and save it, and or sleep in a bed, whatever difficulty you're playing on, make sure you save as often as possible. Spend your money while upgrading your weapons at the workbench. Make sure you do it. By the time I finished this game, I had so much leftover bits or money, I think they're called bits in the game. So much left over that I kind of regret the fact that I could have just used it to upgrade a lot more of my weapons, and I didn't, because I didn't know that we were going to have such an influx amount of money. Save gear with specific bonuses to them. You will run into a lot of different types of gear. They have a bunch of different stats on them. Make sure you look through and keep the ones that you need. Remember, your companion can wear gear as well, and weapons, so you can change the gear and weapons on your companion. Make sure you remember that. There was quite a few times where I forgot and ended up not putting it on my character, and they just ran around with some bougie gear. So and then other than that, make sure you read everything in the game. Every single thing that you see, read it. And that's it for my tips, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like, maybe hit the subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the video. Catch you guys next time. Peace.